Actually do a whole lot. We got back onto the ship with Santo. We came across a storm, and Yulia made an executive decision to land and wait it out. And then we fought an owlbear.
Yeah.
And I think that's about what we did.
I like the owlbear.
Yes, that was excellent.
That is cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so where are we going to pick up? Maybe it's not a very exciting beginning, but maybe you guys are waking up in the morning.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Cool. Yulia, you specifically noticed that you didn't dream last night. It's weird. You've been
Interesting. Well, I mean, considering how creepy my dreams have been, that's probably for the better. But okay, noted. Yulia did not dream last night.
Yeah. Yeah, and Birdie, the black spot has gotten a little bit bigger and now is turning red in the center. It's pretty weird. Looks kind of like a bullseye almost.
Well, isn't that just pleasant?
Yeah.
How nice.
Gorath, you probably have. Did you stay up all night or did you sleep? I imagine you were. If you were tempted to stay up and like clean off the hide and the claws of the owlbear.
I did like the prep work to rip the skin off, but decided to get a little bit of sleep.
Cool.
And first thing in the morning, that's when I'll time to rip the skin off.
Exactly. Cool. And you guys wake up and it is a pretty nice day, man. It's like not bad. None of you guys had a great sleep, hence, due to owlbear. But what are you gonna do? It's a nice morning. You're still in the. It's basically just like a small opening. I don't know, maybe 30 yards kind of thing, like a clearing, a small clearing in a fairly dense forest. Not crazy dense, but you can see the sun coming up. It's nice out because you guys were lazy and you waited till the sunrise, probably. McMuffin's fire has gone out. Were you guys sleeping in the boat or out of the boat? I felt like you were out of the boat at this point.
I think it was out of the boat.
Yeah.
I think Yulia's plan. Yeah, Yulia's plan was to sleep on the ship, but
Cool.
After the whole owlbear debacle, I think she slept by the fire that McMuffin had going.
Cool. And Gorath, you probably were too, because you had to lay out all the. You were probably prepping all the stuff.
It makes more sense, but Gorath loves that boat.
That's true. So, cool. So what do you guys want to do? What are you doing? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, while we're on the ground, I think Yulia is definitely going to go scavenging and see what there is to find in the forest or the clearing.
Cool. All right. What are you looking for?
Go ahead.
What are you looking for specifically?
Let me see. I would think something. I mean, she's a cleric. Maybe something medicinal, herbs, or either that or something to eat. One of the two.
Okay. Well, those are kind of two different roles, but not really, I guess. Maybe it's more of a. Because usually survival is con, right? Like that's usually the scavenging for like hunting if you're going for food. But if you're just going out like looking for edibles, like maybe and medicinal things, I would think that's wisdom, right? Like
all right.
You would I mean it's you could argue it's intelligence, like I know these things.
All right.
But it's usually it's more wisdom to because you won't be 100% sure what you're finding and or looking for. But
so should I do con
if you
or
wanna,
wisdom?
I think let's do wisdom for it because you're like,
all right.
Let me go see what I can find, right?
Yeah.
I'm wrong. You find some mushrooms.
I don't know if I want to eat mushrooms that I found on a 5. I don't know if that's a good idea.
But they look delicious.
Can McMuffin do a similar search?
Sure. Do you want to? Are you looking at the mushrooms to tell if the mushrooms are edible, or are you looking just in general?
Looking in general.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Okay,
That's a little better.
yeah, McMuffin. You find some berries that you're pretty damn sure are good. Like,
Awesome, some berries.
Yeah.
Cool.
and I bet, Gorath, do you want to take a peek around, or are you busy doing other things?
I'm carving up some owlbear.
Nice. What are you making out of the pelt?
I am making feathery pants.
Cool. So you're not going for the back; you're going for like the plumage. I like that. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Feathery pants.
Feathery pants.
You're gonna have to find me a picture of some semblance of what that would be like.
Oh man.
I
Google,
might
don't fail me
suggest
now.
maybe you should put 70s feathery pants. Maybe that would help. I don't know.
Safe search off.
Exactly. Cool.
Google, you're failing me. Oh man.
So yeah, McMuffin's got breakfast. It sounds like. I don't know if he's sharing or not, but you know.
I got some wild berries.
And Yulia's like, I got some mushrooms, delicious mushrooms.
Ooh, can I have a mushroom?
Everybody make a con save.
You will definitely need a con save if you eat those. But
I don't know. Does anybody else want to check the mushrooms and see if they get a better roll than me?
McMuffin will check them.
Let's do intelligence on that, because that makes sense. Like, you know these things are poisonous or not. You remember them. McMuffin has no fucking clue.
They look perfectly
Gorath?
fine.
Gorath has survival.
Yeah!
This is something he might know about.
Look at those pants.
Those are some feathery pants.
Yeah, do survival. That's totally cool. Oh,
you
yeah.
have... Oh, there we go.
Are they edible or not, Gorath?
Describe them to me visually.
They will give you about 7 to 10 hours of a really, really interesting evening.
And your face will hurt from giggling. Yulia's going to have to describe them to you. But
We'll say that they're largely white. They're small. They don't have any interesting frills or whatever they're called. They just look like very, very boring kind of cute mushrooms.
Give me a minute.
and they were not. She didn't find them anywhere near the owlbear poop. Nowhere near that.
Gorath will come up to him and be like, "Well, seems to me, Agaricus bisporus."
I don't believe that for a second.
Muffin sort of nods his head. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, alrighty then.
You can eat them.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mushroom and berry soup for breakfast.
Wow.
Let's just
Yeah.
throw it all into a pot and let's go.
Yeah, the layman they're known as button mushrooms.
Nice. Gorath has the knowledge. He's dropping knowledge.
He does.
I
think Yuli is just stunned that he knows the proper name for them. Just,
That's super fun.
I have a newfound respect for you, Gorath.
I was hoping they were morels, but delicious morels. Cool. So you guys are eating. Santo's come over. He smelled the delicious berry and mushroom soup, and he looks very well rested. He's like, "Yo, how'd you guys sleep?"
I got a splinter in my hand. I'm good.
We murdered an owl bear. Thanks, Gorath. It was trying to escape, but you got it. Good job.
Yep. Trying to get me some good punts.
And Santo looks down at what you're doing. He's like, "Those would make some nice feathery pants."
I thought so too. Thank you, Santo.
So you killed an owl bear last night. How did I sleep through that?
Great question.
Definitely a good question, considering it was shrieking at us. I don't know how far away the fire was, but it must have been a fair distance away.
And while he's saying that, he pulls out his flask and he shakes it, and you can hear that there's just like a splash left in it.
Okay, that might explain it.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then he drinks the splash.
Does
Gotta wake
Gorath
up in the
still have
morning.
his? Does Gorath still have his cask
That's a good question.
of Amontillado?
Probably on the on the boat and probably getting low.
Okay. I mean, he is half orc. I'm sure he can put it away pretty quickly.
True.
Between me and Santo.
Yep.
Exactly. The aeronaut. Aeronauts, I think just like, they're old sailors, so they just get usually it's rum, right? Like they have the grog. So
There you go, yeah.
That's just what they do. That would have been a miserable life. I'm just not a good enough day drinker. I'm pretty boozy, but not a good day drinker. Cool. So Santos just kind of explains that he's got to get the balloon going, that sort of thing. He's done it himself, so he doesn't ask for you guys' help or anything. It's no big deal. But you see him; he's just gonna he assumes you guys want to get going, right?
I'm good to go. Anybody else?
Oh, the whole feathery outfit.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my god!
I said 70s would be probably a good call. I'm guessing that is kind of that ilk.
Oh God,
That's
so
amazing.
terrible.
Terrible or terribly awesome?
Terribly fashionable. I'm
Yeah.
just picturing Gorath wearing this. It's too
Exactly.
good.
So bare chest, skull pauldrons,
Exactly.
and
Beautiful.
then black
That would-
feather pants.
That would look
What a fashion
amazing.
statement.
Yeah, and probably boots. I'm assuming. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Are they owlbear boots?
Oh, with claws.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
little claws at the toes.
That's happening.
Yep.
Gorath is like, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because the claws would make it like steel-toed boots, right? Where you could kick someone. That'd be good. Cool. So, yeah, you guys are sitting around the fire, and Santa's just pulling the boat's kind of skewed on its side. He's pulling out the balloon, which is very nice and light. And he jumps up on the boat and just starts filling the balloon with fire and hot air. You guys can kind of guess when you're going to take off by how full it is, that sort of thing. Is there anything else you wanted to do, or are you guys just ready to get on board?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Let me just
Well,
add
ready to go.
feather pants.
And the mushrooms and berries.
Yeah, delicious.
And owl bear boots.
And I'm assuming you guys are back to full health because you've probably healed
Yes.
and or rested and eaten a meal, that sort of thing. If you guys wanted to re-roll your hit points, you're welcome to do so.
I think I got a pretty good roll last time, so I'll stick with what I have.
Yeah, I thought
I'll do it since
you had a shitty one, didn't you?
fits thematically.
Didn't you have like a 19 or something last time?
It was not great. Let me open up my little handy. Remember what the formula is. Number of hit dice. Keep the highest level -1 plus 6 plus con. So my hit dice is 5. There we go. So 5. Keep high as 3 plus 6 plus 3. Oh, whoops, plus 2. Right.
Right.
Yes.
I'm assuming your con is 2.
Yep.
Yep, cool. And
Whoops.
I was going to say, I don't think Rollum knows what to do with that.
nope.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
Right on. Well, there you go.
That is
4 more hit
actually
points.
better.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That'll work just fine. Right on. Cool. So the balloon's filling up. You guys probably help Gorath get all his stuff on board.
Mm-hmm.
And as
Only
you're
little
getting
blood splashes.
Yeah, exactly. And as you get on board, you can see Santos siphoning off some of your booze. He's like, "Oh, we're ready to go." But the balloon's still on its side. He's waiting for you guys to get on before he gives it the final burst, and you guys take off. But there you go.
That's nice of him.
I mean, he's a nice guy. He woke up. He didn't have to fight an owlbear, and he's got booze, so he's solid.
Yep,
Man.
he's happy. All right. Everyone load up.
On board.
Onward. Onward.
All right, let's go.
Cool. So the boat takes off. Santos got his hand stuck up in the thing, doing his fire little, doohickey. You guys have never seen him do this, I don't think, but that's how he does. And you lift right up off the ground, and it's again, so it's still very early. You have a kick-ass sunrise, just a few clouds, but it looks gorgeous. And he Santos, Gorath, you want to take the rudder? Tell us where we're going, because he loves this having you, because he don't have to do shit really. He just has to stick his hand up and fire up the air in the balloon, and then you're doing most of the work because he didn't have to gauge, didn't have to pull out his instruments, nothing. It's great.
Magic's sword, show us the way. Which way we go today?
Or yesterday.
I want to say that it works on that song, but sadly it doesn't.
Aww.
Let's go toward Cloud City?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, that place. Yep, Cloud City.
Cool, and it points the way, and you guys are up and away. You're headed there, right over the treetops. Boom, no problems. Looks good.
You see little owlbear cubs,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sure. Yeah, like, Mommy!
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
And Gorath's like,
Tried to eat us.
take her down.
Yep.
I need mittens. Yeah. So, you leave the cubs behind. They will sadly grow up and not have a mom and have to learn to kill on their own. It's
Not a good Mother's Day for them.
No, the worst Mother's Day ever. Thanks to Gorath. She was just trying to get away to save her cubs. Happy Mother's Day. Cool. So yeah, we're back on the boat, and it's like within like 15 minutes, you guys are looking around, kind of bored already. And like Santo is just like out of just sheer habit. It's like, no, we're not there yet.
Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No.
Yeah, cool.
Are you there yet?
No. I will turn this airship around if you guys don't stop complaining.
Occasionally, you guys are seeing, some birds, that sort of thing, because you're not very high up. Because it's such a nice day. Let's see what the wind is like. Oh, it's windy. Yeah, so you're staying. You're up there, but not so high that birds can't find you. And they,
Have we seen any more? Like, I know a little while back when we were flying, we were being tailed by a couple of crows or ravens. Have we seen anything like that?
You didn't see them at night, but you kind of get the feeling that they're still around. So yes, you have. Classic ravens. But yeah, so I don't know what you guys want to do on the boat while you're like, I'm trying to make this air travel fairly realistic. Maybe you're playing like, spot the bird or playing cards or whatever. Yuli's
want to play
Yuli's doing
red light, green light?
Exactly.
Oh God, where are the birds?
You guys are terrible at this. Yeah, cool.
Gorath, do you see anything?
Exactly. Gorath, you want to play the game?
Okay. How do I play?
It's a good question. I think Yulia's making this game
You
up.
look for birds in the sky.
What do I do?
Out of character, roll 1d6.
What is a 1d6?
Wow.
The worst
I hope
game
we're getting this all out of the way.
Yep.
I hope we're getting all of this out of the way early.
Santa's going to play. He gets a 3.
Wow.
Bird!
This is weird.
There's a bird over there. So Santos wins this round.
Oh.
Burn. He also mentions that, hey, yeah, this is a new day. You guys need to pay me.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, how much are we up to at
Okay.
this point? I don't think...
I think we get a discount for some of the booze.
And he says,
Gorath.
fair enough.
Gorath probably does.
Gorath does. He
That.
winks at Gorath. Sure.
I don't think we paid him for yesterday, so it would be, what?
Don't tell him.
I don't know how much we're up to. How much was it per day?
Was it 30 silver or something crazy like that? Or was it 20? I can't remember now.
I thought it was 20. I think
Let's
I'm
say
thinking
20.
It was 20. All right.
Yeah. It's like,
Yulia ponies up.
About pain.
Hey,
yeah.
we just split a bunch of silver, yeah.
Yeah, you had silver.
Oh yeah, how much silver do we have? I forgot, to be honest.
Oh man.
140 divided by 3.
Yeah.
So you would have
Okay.
like 30 left, I think, McMuffin. 30 odd silver pieces left.
Okay, here you go. And he
And-
gives Santo 10 silver. Roll for deception.
You better roll pretty high.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know that
that-
Santa's that drunk.
Yeah, and he will throw you off the boat.
What would that be? Charisma?
Sure. but you're gonna have to boxcar it. If you boxcar it, he'll just accept it. Yeah, not even roll. He's like, and he looks down at it and shakes it. And he takes one and he puts it up to the sun a little bit. It's like, this has a funny face on it. Who is this guy? And then he bites it. He's like, all right. And he just kind of, he flips out his hand and like flips his finger back, like indicating, keep coming.
More.
Okay, he gives him 9 silver.
And he's like, you pay me what you owe me, or you're going to take a ride. We'll do a different kind of flight.
Okay. He gives him 1 more silver.
And he puts out his hand full force, and there's a huge flame in it. It's like, that is not enough.
Wasn't it 20 silver?
Well,
Was it?
we're paying
9.
40 silver. Yeah, we're paying 40 silver total. So you're halfway there, McMuffin.
Yep.
Halfway there. I don't have all that
Don't
money.
worry, I'm sure we'll kill something else soon.
Yes.
We'll make that back up.
You had
Yeah.
You had
I actually don't have enough money.
You had 75, I think. Didn't everyone have like
Yeah.
74?
You should,
Yeah, I thought it was.
we got
We
at
haven't
least,
bought anything.
yeah, you should have 40 silver McMuffin.
Yeah. And now
I thought I had 30. That's why I was thinking, only 30.
now you have 34 left. Everyone should have 34 out of that thing. And he's got a bunch of silver coins with the fallen cleric's face on it, which is interesting.
How much does Gorath pay?
He pays less.
Discount.
And you give him like he kicks you back 5.
Okay.
It's like, brother, thank you for that cask is very good. Much better than my grog. Yeah. And he pulls out the flask and cheers you with it. Drinks it down.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a drinking
Glug,
buddy.
glug, glug.
Yeah, and actually he slips you another 5 because you're actually doing all the steering. He's like, you get a discount. Don't tell the others.
Hey!
No, he said it very quietly. Don't tell the others. Plus, you love the balloon.
I love the balloon.
I can't wait till you're wearing those feathery pants. That's going to be interesting.
I can make you something out of feathers. I probably have some left over.
Oh yes, very good. A nice, like a, I don't know, a belt.
A feather belt. You got it.
All right. This is sounding good. Cool. So yeah, you guys are just like mundanely going through the thing. You're getting because you guys were off course for a bit, trying to go around. No, we just landed, didn't we? So I thought we were. That's right. So we're very close. You can totally see like huge mountains, just like a couple hours away at this point, and it looks gorgeous. I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to do on this boat? I don't really know how to make this like the air travel interesting. I've tried all the things I can think of. But
So far, so good.
It should be pretty boring, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, if you want, I have like this weird like 100 sea events, which technically you can use for like air travel because they're virtually similar.
Okay.
You really care to have it.
What are they?
Well, some of them are weird, like a crew member falls over your overboard to ship passes through an octopus, which I'm not sure is relevant, but
Wow.
you know, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
If you want it, you can use it whenever you want.
Cool. 100 sea travel events. I like this.
A pod of plesiosaurs.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, there'd probably be some, cranes flying by, but they'd be under you guys at this point. I don't know how high did wait a vampire attack the crew one by one at night on board the ship. Nice.
96. A group of rats get into the food.
That's a classic. But
Sky rats.
we don't really have rats up here.
Oh, 100. An orc scout ship is seen in the distance, traveling fast towards the ship.
Ooh, cool. Yeah. So you guys do you're closing in on Cloud City, and you do see another balloon because there's a lot of balloon traffic because that's kind of the deal here. Like this is where, like, Santa's been here a bunch of times. He got his license here. That's how he learned how to, so he has decent knowledge of the city. And yeah, you guys can just see there's one way in the distance. Like, you guys are very close. Like, and now you're getting giddy. Like, are we there yet? How long before we get it? And so he's trying to let the first balloon, which has a black sail, which is pretty cool. And you see how that one goes down, and they drag this metal thing off of a rope, and it catches because it's a very small plot where you guys are headed right for. Like, it would be very difficult to land, and Santa will tell you, like, because of the mountains, it's very weird. The just winds can creep up, so this is just the ideal way to do this. And you can kind of see the first balloon does it. You see it tug, and then you see it kind of drop like a stone a little bit, and then land. And so you guys are kind of stuck in a holding pattern. Santa's having you kind of like you, Gorath, like go around a little bit, but you see like. And you're getting a cool view of the city, and the city is huge. So, well, I mean, not huge, but like, it's way up in the sky. It's like 10,000 feet up. And what you guys can see, it's very white. It's like very bright, like. It looks kind of like whitewashed or marble. You can't really tell from here, but it's just like, damn, it's just like this huge white city. And little shiny, you can see like silver. It's very gaudy. You can tell like this city has some cash.
Is the city sort of, high tech, high fantasy? Is it like sci-fi sort of, or is it sort of medieval kind of?
It's medieval still. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And you can see like, and Santa's like, oh yeah, because you guys are waiting for the other balloon to get processed and whatever. And he's like, yeah, the city is beautiful. And he tells you guys that they are really good stained glass workers. And so you can see peppered through the white and silver, these little, like little blotches of color, and beautiful window, work, which is pretty cool. But it's shocking because it's almost like glistening, because it's such a nice day. And it's, in the mountains, and you can kind of see that the area the first balloon landed in, and they're kind of moving the balloon for us to land. You can see it's kind of like, it looks weird. It's almost like a perch off to the, like outside of the city almost, but not really. But and it looks like, now that we're kind of getting really close, looks like there's just like a huge staircase all the way down to the actual city. Like, it's a slightly higher perch.
Wow.
It's super cool. And so Santos goes to the back, and you guys have seen this. It kind of looked like it might have actually been a table or something, or just like a shelf. And it's this metal, like almost like talon like thing that's more like a hook, right? And he throws it over the side, and you guys are headed right to the thing. Let me see. Yeah. So the wind has died down, so you're gliding in nice and slow, actually. And you can see where there's like a series of tethered It looks like rope, and it catches on. You fly over it, and the grappling hook catches, and you're looking over the side, and it's like it kind of just grabs the rope. And then everyone give me a strength check. Let's see how fast this is. 2d6 strength.
2d6 plus 3.
I got a 10 and Gorath got a 10.
Let's see,
Those
McMuffin.
are our good rolls for the session.
There you go.
I hope you
I wrote
enjoyed
that in
it.
the wrong chat.
Tens all
I wrote
around.
that in.
Cool. Yeah, and you guys, and the cool thing is the wind isn't bad right now, and so it's actually like an almost perfect landing. You guys feel like a lurch forward as it catches, and you're pulled instantly down. It's kind of a weird feeling. It's a little, you're like, because you're pulled forward and then immediately down because it's just catching on this thing, and it just slows you down perfect. And then Santa fires it up so it slows your descent, and like you make like a picture perfect landing. I was like, I was hoping for a
Surprisingly good.
Wow, this is a really good landing.
Yeah, and
Wait, when we're landing, is it?
go ahead.
Does the port? How does the port look? Is it?
Yeah,
Because
cool.
I'm thinking that the city is right above the clouds, so you can't see below.
Oh yeah. You guys are definitely in the clouds, right? Like so, and it is a slightly cloudy day. So yes, it's partially blocked, but it's pretty nice. But yes, you guys are above the cloud line at this point, because this is the tallest point. This is actually higher than the city a little bit. It's basically on par, but it's a little off to the side. It's about like it's probably like 100 yards. Like long, and there's two towers on each side that look like, they're more like A guard towers, B to like, see the incoming traffic. Basically like, like you would have an airport, because they got to see, and it looks like there's enough space to land a couple at a time, but you guys were coming in. The black balloon is gone. And you guys land, and there's like a couple of dudes down there, like a crew, like tying you down, letting you guys get off, that sort of thing. And Santo has to pay a little cash to land, because that's part of the deal. He doesn't ask you guys for it. That's part of his deal. So he pays the guys. He's like, well, perfect landing.
First for everything, am I right?
What's that?
McMuffin says first for everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the last night we walked away. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys are just, so you're on this. It's this. Now that you're on it, it's like basically a football field sized, or a little less. And then there's just like this cool like staircase just winding down to the city. It's not very long. It's not very far, but it's 100 steps down, that kind of thing. It's cool. And then there's like a gate, and people are there's, and then you see just tons of people in the city, and you guys just kind of walk through. There's people. There's a processing thing, but you just kind of walk through. They're not stopping you guys. Like, this is just how people come in. Balloon travel has its perks. It's like, you're a known commodity, basically. And Santos is known here. Like, he's been here a bunch of times.
He's kind of a big deal.
He thinks he is, at least. Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, exactly. And it is. It's like the city itself is amazing. It's like you can tell there's a ton of money here because it's in the mountains. Things are, and Santa would have backed this up. Things are very expensive here. It's like living on an island.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a parking fee there for the balloon, that sort of thing. But the city is gorgeous. It is just like, it is white and beautiful, and there's a ton of people here. I think there's like 30,000 people here. Yeah, that's it. So you guys are basically just like at the gates. You can do whatever you want. Like, what do you do when you get to a new city?
Find the tavern?
On a character.
Yeah.
What was our purpose of going to Cloud City again? I forgot.
Time magic.
Yeah, it had
That
it had something to do with time magic. We have to. I mean, Yulia's first thought would be to go to the library, obviously, if they have one.
They do.
You're such a Hermione.
But Santo does not know where the library is. That'll shock you.
Damn it, Santo. All right, well, I say we go down into the city and see what there is to see.
You know where you can find out where the library is?
At the tavern?
Well, how did you know?
Heck yeah! I like the sound of that.
I'm assuming Santo knows where the tavern is, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm putting that out there.
And you guys are walking through the city, and there's people everywhere, and it's bustling, right? Like, and it's kind of a marketplace, and it's everything. It's everything you would expect. And you see a tavern, and Santo walks right by that tavern. And he turns back, and he says,
Hey, Santo, why'd you pass by that tavern?
and he shakes his head. That's not a good one.
Muffin sort of pauses and says, wait, Santo, wait a minute. You saying it's not a good bar? What's
Santo's
the catch?
got like 120 silver tab going and hasn't been back in a few years.
Yeah, and you notice he's trying to be like he's keeping his back to it. He's never showing his face to it at all.
Santo, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna speak just louder.
I mean, this is the bar just up the street. Much better bar.
No, I want to go to this bar. I mean, Muffin is purposely doing this because he was kind of annoyed he had to pay, so he's being kind of petty.
Okay, and Santa is like, ugh. And he reaches into his waistcoat and he whips out his hat and he puts it. It's a big floppy hat that he's got, and he just kind of tucks it down. He's like, "Okay, you first. You go right on in."
Oh, of course.
Gorath takes one of his owl bear feathers and sticks it in his hat.
Ooh, nice. It's like, oh, I love it.
And he Muffin sort of fixes his tie.
He says, "I like the cut of your jib."
Just seemed appropriate somehow.
Yeah, and he's keeping.
Of course.
He's got his hand over, like keeping the brim down, and just like walking in nonchalantly.
I don't know what deception would be, but does Santo need to make a roll?
He probably does.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Yep. Well, yep. And immediately someone recognizes him. And there's just like like you guys walk in and it's bustling and then dead silence for a second. A couple people cough and then people resume talking. It's like, I told you this is not a good idea.
Is this like the cop bar or something?
He sneezes.
What's that?
Is this like the police bar or something? Like where the guards hang out?
Well, you look around and it's just kind of normal folks. Nothing crazy. You don't see any noticeable guards in here. And Santo,
All right, so tell me what it is. Why do you not like this bar?
I've been here a few times.
Do you water down a drink?
No, no, the booze is okay. I might owe the owner a couple of dollars.
Couple of dollars, huh?
I mean, yeah, and he doesn't go into it, but you can probably guess, like, this is the closest bar to the field, the balloon field. So, he may have passed this a few times, been in this bar a few times. And he leaves you guys and walks to the back, and gets the nod and goes through the back room. It's like, I'll be right back.
Interesting. Should we follow him?
No, there's.
I sometimes worry about that man.
You should. Maybe. He'll be fine.
He'll
He's been
be
here before.
fine.
Yeah. But what do you guys want to do?
Drink.
Ask for information. See what some of the good tourist spots are.
Yep. So, that's the first thing you do is you go to the tavern and you ask the tavern owner where all the good stuff is.
And I'll ask
Yeah.
the tavern owner,
What's the drink that's like that is Cloud City? No, what's the Cloud City drink?
That's good. Cool. Hold on one sec. Cool. Yeah, so you guys sit down at a table. And one of the wait staff, because it's pretty busy in here, right? Like, people are coming and going, shooting the shit, and it's fairly loud. And the innkeeper comes by. It's he's dressed classic barkeep, like white shirt, nothing, but he's a slender, reasonably tall, not as tall as like Gorath, male elf, clear elf ears. And he just asks you, what can I get you?
Oh, information.
Well, Gorath definitely wants something to drink.
yeah.
Well, which
And
is
the
it?
Cloud City special.
And he points up to the menu, and at the top of the thing, it's a cloud eraser. It's very good.
Can Gorath read that?
It's in common, so Gorath can read.
Can
right?
he read common?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sort of.
I'll get the clappers and the cloud thing. The clod. That thing.
The cloud eraser. Cool.
Clod
And for
eraser.
and for you, he was looking at McMuffin. Ladies are last here.
I want information.
Tell us everything you
Information.
know, or else.
What would you like to know?
What are some cool things to do in this town? Never been here before.
Well, you've come at an interesting time. Well, I'll let someone else fill you in on the details. But there's a funeral tomorrow.
For who?
I've been to a couple of funerals myself, so I get it.
You were the star of a funeral.
That's true. But he says, that's not the most exciting thing. You should, see the sights. There is you can suspend yourself by, there's a ride that takes you down like in a bucket or a basket that suspends you under the city. That's kind of cool.
Oh.
Yulia will definitely ask if there is some sort of library in town that she can go peruse.
And he says, but of course, there's the Great Library. It's in the center of town. You can't miss it. It's right next. You'll see the the chapel for the Kalish Lady of Light. Then he looks at your outfit and notices that you're of your order. Yeah, there's right next to that. There's a big. You can't miss it. Big library. You're fine.
I mean, the center of town is definitely where every library should be. So Yulia approves, and she also approves that there is a monastery here. So she's happy.
Mm-hmm. And he mentions, in fact, apparently the big to do in your religion is here in town this week.
Big to do.
He doesn't know the terminology, but he's like, I don't know. High priestess, I guess? Something.
Sure.
Wow.
Sweet. Yulia's very excited.
Anything to drink for you two?
Whoa, we'll get to the high priestess. Just water, please.
It's like, shh, water. And for the lady?
Yeah.
I think Yulia will have a cider.
Delicious cidres. You got it. And he goes to the back for a moment and comes back with the specials, drops them off. Enjoy. 3 silvers apiece, please.
For water?
Not you.
Oh, wait.
Yulia will pay the 3 silver plus a 3 silver tip because that's just how she rolls.
Nice. And he looks at your silver and he's like, "Who's this face on it?" And he bites it and he's like, "Eh." But he asks you,
This'll work.
"Who is this? I've never seen this face."
Well, he talked to some fallen cleric, and yeah, he made his own money, and yeah, I don't know if you really want all the full story, do you?
It's real silver. You can count on that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what
That's
matters.
the important part.
He bites it and he kind of rubs them all together. And he's looking at each one individually. He's like, "Yep, you're good." And thank you, ma'am. Enjoy the city.
I'll give him 3 silver and be like,
She already took care of the tip, so
And he says, "But of course, sir, thank you very much." And takes your silver, looks at it as well, bites one, and walks away.
Alrighty. I'm going to say Yulia is champing at the bit to get to the library, so she probably finishes her drink fairly quickly and asks her companions if they want to stay here or if they want to accompany her, but she's definitely getting down to the library ASAP.
I want to see the rest of the city, so I can wait.
Same. I want to see the rest of the city. I heard that I might know someone here. Maybe. Or my family does.
or I
Alright.
will slam
Possibly.
his drink.
Cool. And Santa comes out from the back of the room and he says, "I've got some business here. You guys will go ahead. If you need me, ring me at the launch site, at the gate. They'll know where to find me. I'll check in there."
Don't
Okay.
Santo.
mess around with anyone's daughters this time. We would hate to have a repeat of our little debacle.
And he's looking at Yulia like you can tell he's like trying to think of something to say. And you can see he's just like squints his eyes, he like shakes his head, just like, and just walks away.
Oh,
Right, you
Santo.
think about what you've done.
Look, I just want there to be enough in the cask for me to have some, so just don't finish it.
Cool. Well, yeah, it's on the balloon, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Because he probably would sleep with the balloon. Who knows? Cool. So why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and we will check out the city.
Progress from
Sounds
there.
good.
Cool.
Alrighty.
So here we are. You guys are walking through the streets. I imagine you exit the tavern. You know, it's a bigger city. it's like, yeah, 10 times the size of Hisfalit for sure. Just up and down the streets, there's pretty much everything you're ever going to want here, it seems like. Definitely lack of oxygen. Is
there a club scene?
There is the equivalent of a club scene, yes. There is definitely performing musicians, that sort of thing. I'm gonna say canon would be like Cloud City is known for its music, actually. String music.
Oh my God.
Wind. Yeah, there's less oxygen up here, so you guys are probably feeling that a little, right? Like,
have you heard that latest Madrigal release?
Whoa,
man, the flute drops so hard on that.
Exactly. And it just kind of continues through. Everyone seems really kind of happy here, like, just kind of bouncing through the day. Everything's very clean. It's kind of surprising. You're like, man. Yeah, exactly. Poof fighters. Okay, sure. And just so you're walking through. What's that? Go, McMuffin.
Just commenting.
Cool. Gorath, you just out of the corner of your eyes, you notice something like a dark something, like, and you look over there and it's not there. You don't think much of it until you guys continue walking down the street a bit. And then you see this, like, these red, like, blood red eyes coming from underneath, like a cart in the street. And just, like, a faintest glimpse of, like a large hound, or, like, almost wolf-sized hound. And then it's gone again. But you definitely saw something.
Guys.
Yeah, Gorath?
I think I might have upset something back in the forest, and I think it's come to get me.
Gorath.
What a fantastic
Gorath,
job.
how many times did I tell you to stop? Gorath, you sure you didn't get enough sleep last night?
No, I'm pretty sure that I just saw like a weird animal with glowing red eyes under a cot, and then it was gone.
I mean, can McMuffin or Yulia see anything?
You cannot. You didn't see nothing. And Gorath, you probably go over to look at the cart, and the guy next to the cart is looking at you. And you're like,
Excuse me, sir, did you see weird red demon eyes coming from your cart just a second ago?
and he looks at you very strangely. Like, wait, what? And he looks under there, and like you know the camera's under there, and both your heads kind of like come down together. And then he looks at you, and you look at him, and then your head slowly rise up out of camera view.
Never mind. You go about your business. I'm gonna bite.
And just, like, backs away as he's mumbling to himself.
Right? Yeah, totally. Cool. And you guys are walking. You know, it's a clear path. Like the center of the city. You're just walking up various levels of step. You know, and each level has its own little thing. And as you're walking up one of the steps, a merchant comes, like a peddler comes up and like opens up his, like his coat, and there's a bunch of silver crosses. Silver cross, man, silver cross. It's good for vampires. Silver cross.
How much?
Are vampires a problem in Cloud City, sir?
He says, "Well, I mean, you know of the killings, yes?
Killings?
There's been a few killings lately. The last few months, so."
is it killing if they turn into a vampire? They're technically still alive.
Well,
Undead.
yeah, I mean, rumor has it it's the vampires, of course, because they're found. They don't have.
No.
They're dead. Blood. Silver Cross.
Do you have one in black?
And he looks at you, McMuffin, like, what good is a black? And then he thinks about it. He's like,
Well, I mean, it's still silver. What matters is that it's silver, right?
black silver? Where are you
I
from?
don't know. Just paint it over as some paint. I'm from the amazing town of Hisflit.
Hissy Fit. Never heard of it. Black silver? And he just he immediately turns away from McMuffin and goes up to somebody else. Silver crosses.
How much for a silver cross?
And he spins back around. Well, it'd be 3 silver, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
How many? What was that?
3 silver.
3 silver.
I mean, and he pulls one out. Feel the quality, sir. It's full silver itself. So you're giving me silver for basically silver, and it's way lighter than 3 silver.
How would I check to see if it's like real silver?
You could bite it. We're doing the bite thing. I don't know what it means exactly,
Okay.
but let's pretend that works.
I bite the silver cross,
You bite it.
and
You
let's
bite
say
it.
like I bite too hard and
You bite it off.
deform it.
Totally. And so now it's like a bent cross. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Even more effective against vampires.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
Somehow.
You bite it. You
Sure.
bite it. You bit. You buy.
Is it real silver? Like, does Gorath believe it's real silver?
Yeah, it's real silver.
It's like silver plate, just the outside.
I think they bite it because it's a soft metal, right? Like it should be forgiving.
All right, I'll give you 3 silver.
And he takes it and he says, "You won't be sorry." And
Before he leaves, I would like to ask: did you
Sure.
say that there were bodies appearing or just disappearances? What's going on?
well, they show up. I can't remember when the first one happened, but it's been a few months, I guess. There's a funeral tomorrow for the latest one.
Yeah, we have heard that there would be a funeral. That's all right. Good to know.
There's the word on the street is that they are drained of blood. I don't know. Vampires, most say.
Sounds too friendly.
Yep, that does seem to be a a logical conclusion. Okay, all right. Well, definitely file that away to ask other people about. But okay, Gorath, you got your cross.
Where's-
You ready to go?
I got my
Can I get
cross.
garlic?
Oh, she's like, garlic?
Isn't that effective against vampires?
And he looks at you, he's like, and he's you can tell he's trying to, he's deciding whether he wants to pretend like he knows anything about vampires. I don't have any garlic. Silver Cross?
No thanks. Bye.
All right, let's continue.
And he waves goodbye. Silver Cross? He's off.
Silver cross.
Cool. So you guys you continue up the steps.
Yep.
And you can see now, like, you would tell me, like, what kind of symbolism would a house of Kalish, or what is it? Kalish
Oh,
Kailash.
Kailash.
Kailash. What would that look like?
Symbolism, I'm thinking, would be symbols of things like spring. So it would be, flowers, daffodils, probably specifically, but also sun symbols,
Cool.
things like that. Okay.
Yeah, cool. So that's the big building then. I could see where they would have just like streams of flowers, like fresh flowers, like built into, how they have those. This building is probably made out of like mud or whatever the normal thing is. And it's not white, but it's colorful, which really sets it apart from the rest of the silver white with cast iron and like sorry, I'm spacing the windows. Stained glass windows.
No, the stained glass. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
And on this building it has like the built-ins and just tons of flowers and then streams of flowers everywhere. That's cool. And like the planters, like you could, they're like half moon shapes, which is cool. And there's moons and stars. It basically looks like a Lucky Charms box. It's a box of Lucky Charms.
Sweet.
And so so you recognize that, and people recognize you for what you're wearing is probably very obvious that you're part of that crew, right?
Very distinct. Yep.
Yeah, so you would have probably bright colored clothes. We never really talked about that, but you probably have flowery, like pastel-y colored robes or something, right? I don't remember.
I would say I'll need to actually write a description, but yeah, basically yellow and blue, I'm guessing, would be the primary colors.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, the people are. You're probably catching, you probably see some other people of your faith, and they would, you'd probably have like a greeting or something or a nod that each one of you guys would do as you've been going through the thing, and you probably catch a little bit of a weird glint because you have a gun across your body. Like more of a curious look.
I got a gun.
Yeah.
Yulia's delighted. I imagine she'd probably, if there are these groups of monasteries, I'm sure that there would be people who have traveled to the different monasteries, so she might know a few people, at least in passing.
For sure. That could totally be. If you wanted to talk to somebody, you could totally do that, but that's up to you.
Actually, no, I think Yulia's delighted, and she'll try to talk if she sees somebody from her order, and ask them, what's going on, why the high priestess is here.
Right. So, you're standing outside of, the biggest one of these temples you've probably ever seen, and you're like, damn. And sure, there's a group of God, I keep forgetting. Kailash? Kailash.
Kailash. Here, I'll put it in chat.
I thought it was Kailash.
It is.
Okay, Kailash. Cool. So yeah, and there's a number of folks milling about, and you walk up to a group of them and you ask them, hey, what's the deal? And they're like, what do you say exactly? What do you ask them?
Specifically, I guess she'll just say, I happen to I have traveled to Cloud City in order to find some information, and have discovered that apparently the High Priestess is here. What exactly is her purpose? What's going on?
Oh, and yeah, so and you guys probably do some sort of greeting, like welcome, sister.
Our secret handshake.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever it is, which is cool. And they're like, And they look at you and they're like, well, we don't really know, but we hadn't really thought about why she was here. We were just excited that she was here.
How long ago did she arrive?
And they're like, she's been here for a few months, actually. And they're piecing together. Well, you've heard about the killings. There's been a number of mysterious killings.
Yes, we've heard something about the killings, but what information do you know?
Well, and they kind of roll their eyes. The word on the street is it's vampires, but what a silly notion.
Gorath starts to hide the silver cross.
McMuffin sort of said, "Oh, so I can't buy garlic, huh?"
And one looks at one of the Kailash folk looks at you, McMuffin, like, you can get garlic right down the street, right here. And they point. You take a left, take a right by that big palm tree. Not a palm tree, but by that big tree. And they say, come to think of it, maybe the high priestess is here because of the killings. We don't know. I don't know.
Where is she right now?
I mean, she's. They look at the back at the church and I'm like, she might be in there. Only the Lady of Light herself knows for sure.
Well, why don't we just go meet her?
Yeah, what he said.
Isn't it easy?
And
I mean, I'm sure
they look. Yeah, they look at you like one does not just simply go approach and meet the high priestess. But you can try. I mean, be my guest.
All right, sounds easy enough.
Cool. So, what do you guys want to do?
I think Yulia definitely wants to go inside and see if she can meet with the priestess.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a church, so it's wide open.
Okay. Well,
and you guys head towards the door, and Gorath, out of the corner of your eye, your left eye this time, you see a black kind of wisp of something. And you definitely have that feeling like you're being watched.
Guys, it's happening again.
Can McMuffin make a sort of investigation check?
Sure.
What would the investigation be? Wisdom, intelligence?
What are you exactly looking for?
Because
I would say if you're trying to perceive something, then that's definitely wisdom.
Okay. Ooh. So Yulia's looking around, seeing if she can see anything.
Yeah. Well, McMuffin is McMuffin's like, where did they say the garlic was again? He is. And you look around and you can definitely not see anything.
Damn it.
and
okay.
You're like, Gorath is nuts. He's just seeing shit. And then,
Gorath,
you're curious about how much booze he's got in his...
I was going to say, Gorath, you might want to cut down on the alcohol consumption. I think it's doing something to you.
Booze don't make me see stuff, usually.
I hope not.
Most of the time.
Cool. And so you guys you're saying this as you're walking towards the large doors that are also just there's flowers everywhere. It's really cool because it looks more like an earthy, it's made out, it just stands out. It's like seeing a huge pastel colored building in a sea of white, and it looks cool. And the doors are huge, really well, really nice wood, that sort of thing. And they open as a large church would, and inside is a huge. You tell me, Yulia, would your order? I get the feeling there's not pews or anything, but they're more huge, gorgeous carpets, flowery, frilly carpets, where you more like
Yeah, I don't imagine that it would be a place where you have a large crowd of people going to sit and hearing a sermon. It would be more more individual. Maybe there's a line of people waiting to go consult with one of the, I guess, I don't know if monks is the correct word, but one of the members of the order, and either seek advice or healing or something similar. So it'd be more like one or two people on duty, meeting with those.
Yeah, and maybe more like a mecha thing where like it's just a huge room where you could fit like 100 people in here and that kind of thing, but it's more like it's a wide open space, probably. More like if you're communing with the Lady of Light, you're not sitting on a pew or anything. You're probably maybe pillows, maybe they hand it. I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm thinking, kneeling on the floor or, sitting. And I imagine there's probably, you said stained glass was all through the city, but I imagine the ceiling has this huge sort of stained glass skylight that you can, sit beneath the colorful sunlight that is on the floor. Yeah,
and like where in temples you've been in before, that's often like maybe an open space, right? Like where you can see, the Lady of Light. We're assuming that you'd want, maybe it's an open, more like a huge yurt.
Yes.
But in this case, they're trying to bring some of the local in, and so they did gorgeous stained glass, flowers, all the bright colors. Really doing it, but it's gorgeous in there. And it's probably not super full in there. People are coming and going, but it's not like there's no service going on in there.
Okay.
But there's some people that look like, they're in charge here, I guess.
Well, I think Yulia's just going to go right up and do their secret handshake and ask them if it would be possible to speak with the High Priestess.
You walk up to a pastel laden, probably has like basically lays around them, probably like flowers.
That's what I'm imagining.
Sort of yeah, okay. And his name is Henke, and he says that my name is Henke,
Mr. Henke.
Yeah, exactly. How may I help you, sister?
I've heard that the High Priestess is staying here, but nobody seems to have spoken to her. Would it be possible to see her?
And he says, staying here, I don't think so. Here in the city, yes.
Do you know where she is?
Only the Goddess of Light probably knows right now. But she is to make an appearance tomorrow at the funeral.
Okay. Yeah, when he says the Lady of Light knows, Yulia knows this is a cop-out answer.
Of course.
Can McMuffin roll for, like, what would be opposite of deception, but, investigation or insight to see if what...
That'd probably be... It's almost always wisdom for perception and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So go for it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And McMuffin is like, wait, where is that garlic? Where the fuck did they say? Is it in here?
Okay.
Garlic in here.
So
Yulia, maybe we should ask this light lady because they all seem to say she knows the stuff.
Yep, yeah, I'm on it, Gorath. Don't worry. I'll be sure to ask her at the soonest opportunity. Yulia asks what she will be doing tomorrow. Will she be at the temple tomorrow?
And he says, well, we will be having... I don't know what her part in the ceremony will be, but we will be having a service for the recent victim. You've heard of.
What?
I'm sure you know.
Yeah. What can you tell me about these killings?
Oh, it's dreadful, just dreadful. These poor
Oh no
girls.
shit, though.
These poor girls. It seems like there's a slight pattern. I don't personally know what it is. Vicious rumors of vampires or other blood-sucking fiends. It's nonsense.
Nonsense.
Well, I wouldn't call it nonsense, buddy. Trust me, they do exist.
And he looks at McMuffin. Are you still wearing the pan on your head, or did you throw that overboard? I can't remember.
No, he threw it out.
Yeah.
He's wearing a suit. He hasn't changed.
Okay. And he looks at you, and you can tell he's like, "This is nice suit you got there, homeboy." But like, it's like I'm sure I wouldn't know, sir.
Of course not.
What can you tell me about the victims? You said they're all girls, and the people on the street seem to think that they've been drained of blood.
Drained of blood. I don't know about that, but yes, they have all been women, young girls, actually.
Well, question: where do young girls usually hang out in this town? Do they go clubbing
mall.
or school?
It's like,
Mall.
and he kind of is like, well, yeah. Not being a young girl, he looks at you. I'm sure they hang out everywhere.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I think. Yulia definitely wants to keep pressing him for information, but it doesn't seem like he knows very much.
Do you want me to interrogate him?
Oh no!
That's okay, Gorath.
I would love Yulia going into her church and have Gorath assault one of the
Gorath cracks his knuckles menacingly.
Yeah,
That's okay, Gorath. Stand down.
All right.
And you can tell Mr. Hankey is looking at Gorath, puzzled. He's like, I would love to give you more information, but I just don't know.
Oh, you got cut off on my...
He says, I would love to give you more information, but I don't know how. The word on the street is I've heard that they were drained of blood, but I don't know. I haven't seen. That's not what I've seen. I don't know.
Do you know about how many victims there have been?
He says, well, this is the third we've had. Because this is the big church in town, right? Like, they're at the center. So the Cloud City is one of the bigger, Kailash.
Civilization centers.
Yeah, that's the big religion here for sure.
Okay.
So they've hosted 3, he says.
All right. I think Yulia will at this point realize that she's not going to get a whole lot of information from this guy, so she will thank him for his time. And can you point me to the donation plate, and I will make an offering.
And he says, and he points to, there's the big, right in the center, there's the huge, silver plate surrounded by flowers, kind of in a built-in into the wall. And he just says, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
Oh, no, that's perfectly all right. Thank you for your time. I was happy that I was able to speak to you.
Do you guys have one of those donation things where you put the coin in and then it spins around in a circle?
What?
Yeah, you put the coin in and then it spins around a thing really fast and then it goes super fast in the center and then it drops down. I like those.
No, Gorath, that's in a casino. This is the church.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Is it a pachinko machine you're talking about?
No,
Oh, no.
I don't know where else you can find them, but there was a science center in Arizona where it's this huge sort of funnel-shaped bowl with a hole at the center, and you put a coin in, and it does this huge spin, and it just spins around and around and around, and slowly gets towards the center, and then it drops down. It's
They were all over the malls in Colorado, so
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about,
Yeah, it's
but I don't think I know the name of it.
I don't either. Okay, so let me check how much money I have. Yulia will place 10 silver in the donation.
Wow. Okay. Big spender.
All right. And with that, I think Yulia is interested in getting to the library now. I don't know what you guys want to do. She'll probably be there for a while, so you guys might want to go off and do something else. Some more sightseeing.
McMuffin wants garlic now, clearly.
Muffin's deciding between whether he wants to do garlic, have some garlic, or do some like side job, because this town looks fun, and he wants to go and explore and meet the people.
Cool. Gorath, what are you up for?
Gorath wants to not necessarily be alone while he's seeing eyes.
Yep.
So he'll probably... I think his logic would be that if it's like a demon or something, he'd want to be around the religious person.
Fair.
Not Muffin.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What McMuffin said he's going to go get garlic.
Yes, and then afterwards he's probably going to go to the tavern and do a side job or something like that.
Okay.
Cool. Well,
I think Gorath's just a little freaked out.
Yeah. So you guys are in the temple. The library is just next door. For sure, there was, I'm sure, a few taverns you've passed on various levels of this thing. So, yeah, we can split the party. Because you know what they say, always split the party.
Always.
Let's split up.
Always.
Dave. Velma, you go with Scooby and Shaggy. Me and Daphne will go over here.
Well, cool. Who wants to go first?
I can certainly go first.
Okay. So you guys are going next door to the
right
library.
Next door. Mm-hmm.
Totally. Cool. So you guys walk out of the temple. The library is, clearly. I don't know what would it look like. It would have. It wouldn't say books. It would. God, it only knows. It would just look like what would a medieval library look like?
I have no freaking clue.
Tomes are us.
Exactly.
Tomes are us.
Yeah, it has a huge book
look up
outside. A big book.
The
sign.
Library of Alexandria looks like. I have no idea. It only got burned down like 6 times.
Exactly.
We'll say that this library is made out of stone, just because you don't want the whole place to go up like a matchbox.
This would be marble. Everything here is made out of marble. It seems like, and
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's probably their main export too. Is like they're up in the mountains for mining and that sort of thing. So there's a ton of money. But let's see, medieval library. Let's see if we can get anything. Images. That doesn't help at all, really. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it would have a look that, I don't know what it would be, honestly, because I don't think books were very prevalent back then. But,
Scrolls.
Expensive stuff, and it would probably have, it would have parchment in the windows and that sort of thing where, just like onlookers could come and see books through the glass, through the front.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what the deity of knowledge would be, but maybe like some statues or something.
Exactly.
Some fancy pillars with their visage on it.
Yeah, and maybe like a sundials and just like stuff that makes you think, oh, there's knowledge here. There's smart people, and yet at a very, it's clear that they're keeping a distance from normal people, basically, because you don't want a bunch of schlubs walking through the library.
Yikes!
burning books and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
I fit right in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Yulia definitely feels right at home, even though she's being followed by an orc who's wearing an interesting mishmash of
soon-to-be feathery
trophy.
pants.
But yeah, she walks in like she's been there before. She's just like, "Yep, this is where I'm going. I belong here."
Yeah, and so there's probably a nice grand staircase, and and definitely there would be like something on display up front, and then a secondary door that actually goes to the library, right? Like, and people up front. And yeah, if it was just Gorath, they would stop him for sure. But they look at you, they know the deal, and they don't give it a second thought. They're like,
he's
cool.
with me.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Don't worry, he doesn't need to read anything here.
right.
I do like picture books.
Right. Well, and yeah, so up front there's like a couple of pedestals with actual books on it and people standing right there so you can't fuck with it, that kind of thing. And that's Riff Raff gets to see that. That would be the cool thing, right? Like you'd want to, I've never seen a book or that kind of shit. And then the secondary exit, it's probably like a dispensary. We're like, you get in the first room, you're good. But to get in the second room, it's going to take some ID, man. So,
all right.
Yeah, they give you the nod, right? Because they know you're a child of whatever. What do you call your
right?
Are you a child of the light or something? Probably.
Yeah, right? I think that would work. Yeah, that would work.
Child of the light. Cool. Yeah, and they kind of give you like a bad, because they fake your hand, gesture shake thing. They know enough that you do that, but they don't do it right. And you just kind of walk through. Cool. And so the secondary doors, are like solid, heavy, keep people like Gorath out. And you guys walk through there. It's totally cool, and it's this cool inside thing. It looks like it's right in front of you. There's a stairway, and the stairway goes up like 2 more levels, but they're like short levels. It's very weird. Like you're but basically the steps get you up to almost a catwalk around. Because it's a circular room, right? And just books. So the stairs get you up to various sections, and you can walk out, and it's just literally thousands of books in here.
Sweet. Is there a librarian, or just somebody I can talk to?
Yeah, and he comes to meet you. Someone is walking towards you, and you see like half a dozen scribes just going nuts, right? Like they're all busy, copying books, that sort of thing. So they're clearly like of some sort of, I don't think they're the Lady of Light, but they'd be some sort of like monk-ish kind of thing, right? Like,
okay,
it doesn't matter. Like what it is.
I mean, back in the good old days, the monks would definitely be the ones in charge of copying.
Yeah, let's say it's a monastery of some ilk. If we could look one up if you want, but I don't really care.
That's fine. Okay, well, Yulia's gonna ask the librarian, after some initial greeting, point me in the magic section.
Right, and he says, Wait, yes, my name is Brother Essel. How can I help you?
I need some information specifically relating to the infamous Maven Mag and any time magic information you might have here.
And he kind of claps his hands together. Naven Mag. Rarely do you hear that name. Time magic. Where is our chronomancy section? Because chronomancery, I'm gonna say, would not be
Chronomancy? Yeah.
Chronomancery? I don't know what it is. Chronoman. Not a hot
Probably
topic.
not very. Yeah, probably not.
And he says, what specifically, what are you looking for, my child? He would say, because he's old as fuck. He's an older dude, monkish, like super gray hair.
Okay.
Very old, like, look 70s, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Yuli will say, if you don't know specifically if there's information about time magic, do you have a section where I can peruse magical theory in general, and I can attempt to try and find it myself?
And he can tell he's trying to think, because he hasn't heard this for a while, for time magic and where the Naven Mag thing was. Because, like, yeah, if it was a more popular topic, he'd be like, oh, it's right there, you know. So he does point, he says, come with me, and he leads you up the stairs to the top section on the left side. And he starts kind of meandering down the bookshelf, kind of looking. And you can look as well if you see something. Maybe you want to, like...
Yeah, let me roll.
Roll me perception, a wisdom thing. That might... Oh, yeah, that's a good picture. Sorry, I wasn't on the thing. Oh, yeah, so...
Sweet. All right, got an 11.
You're starting to see, like, some obvious magical books. Some that maybe you've seen before. Not that you're, because this would have magic for clerics as well, that sort of stuff. Divine magic, all the different magics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you definitely spot... You see one that has, like, the sundial on it.
Sweet. Yeah, she'll make a beeline for it and just start, pulling out anything that catches her eye, and like doesn't even. I know in most libraries you have like tables and things like that where you can sit and read, but I imagine she's just like plunking herself down on the floor in front of the shelves that she's looking through and starts thumbing through the pages.
Right, and Brother Easel is continuing to walk, and he says, "Did you find something?"
She just says distractedly, yes, thank you.
Okay, and he continues
okay.
to look too. So,
okay,
McMuffin, what are you doing?
McMuffin, where would you go if you wanted to find, side jobs, side gigs? Would it be a tavern, a guild of some sorts?
Yeah, but you can just keep. I see McMuffin just like going up to random people. Hey, do you have any jobs? Yeah, for sure. You could probably find any like some guilds for sure, but like taverns are probably the best deal.
Yeah, McMuffin's going to go to one of our popping taverns.
Cool. Let's see. I am going to not that. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're gonna like this one. The Pirate's Inn. And it's got a big airship on it, right? Airship pirate and it's black with skull and crossbones airship. Fun.
Oh, this place looks cool. McMuffin enters. How does it smell? How does it look? Is it like danky and smells like fish?
Yeah. So this one this is definitely more of a skanky building. It's like a single story with like timber and brick, that kind of thing. Doesn't have any of the There's no marble on this one. It's on one of the side streets off the a few levels down from where you were. And like, you know, like a thatched roof. And it's got it's just a single story, so it looks like it's mostly it probably has some crappy wooden cots in it and that kind of thing. But like it's mostly like this is mostly a beer kind of place.
Gotcha. Huh. Gorath would like this place.
He really would. And classically, it seems like the innkeepers are always dwarfs, right? Like I have no idea why, but there's definitely a lot of dwarfs here because there's a lot of mining here.
And sort of walks in. Does anyone like stare at him?
So this is one of those. If you've been in, well, you guys haven't been to Wisconsin, probably. Like,
Nope.
It's like a scotty bar where like you open the door and the sunlight goes in, and there's like 3 people in there getting drunk, like, and you know you're in a Wisconsin bar because like it's like noon and they're day drinking, and like it's dark in there until the door opens. You open the door. And and everyone kind of like shuts their eyes and puts their hand up to like block the sun.
Everyone hisses like vampires.
Exactly. And so you're in that kind of bar. You walk past the menu and it's like boiled eggs, Jaeger, the Jaegerlanders, the dried sausage, like mutton stew, barley porridge.
Nothing here I really want. He sort of, is there a bulletin board or is there anything he can check? Like for that?
Yeah, up front there are definitely some, like there's a bulletin board. It has a few things, you know, like, you know, track down find this thing or whatever. What exactly you're looking for?
He's looking for something that might be related to the mysteries that are happening on this town, or maybe something related to these. If there's like a missing person, a missing girl, young girl of some sorts, maybe something like that.
Right. No. I mean, there's probably
or like something related to time magic, some like anomaly.
Probably not, especially not in this town.
Probably not.
But like, you know, if you want to, you could probably ask the innkeeper if there's any, you know, jobs around town, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's going to ask the innkeeper.
Okay, one sec. Cool. Sure. Think. Cool. Yeah, so you go up to him. Let's see. Yes. And he looks at you, and you know you can tell he's like he looks tall for a dwarf, but he's clearly standing on something behind the bar. And he just says, "What do you have?"
I'm looking for some job work or something to do.
And he takes off his, because he's wearing like old fangled glasses, and he takes them off his face, and he looks you up and down. He says, "What do you do?"
Well, I'm glad you ask. I can fish. I can sail a little bit. I can fish, farm. I can play a little bit of music with, you know, a banjo if you really need me to. I can shoot real good.
Do you have a banjo?
And I can talk to him. Well, not on me, but back home in his fleet, I could occasionally use a banjo if my friends needed it. Depends on how much beer I down though.
And he says, "Well, you go get your banjo from his fit, and you come on back here, and we'll see if we can get you a job. Can I get you a drink?"
But I don't have a banjo. Do you have anything alternative I could use?
Say that again?
Anything that's not a banjo I could use. I mean, guitar, Not sure that's in D&D. What is a lute? I mean, they're all relatively the same, right?
He's like, a musician without an instrument. That's useful.
Hey, I don't bring it with me.
And he laughs.
You know how heavy it is to carry a guitar?
What's that?
No, I mean, you know how heavy it is to carry a lute around with you?
And he just kind of shrugs. He's like, nope.
Well, if I can't play music right now, I'm sure there's something going on.
Yeah, but he looks at you. He's like, well, we're in the mountains, son. I don't know if there's not much sailing to do. Unless you're on an airship. Do you have an airship?
Well, yeah, but I don't own it.
What can I get you?
I can also shoot pretty good. You hunt something?
Shoot.
Fish? Well, maybe not fish.
Airfish.
I could talk pretty good, too. See, right now I've been doing pretty good at that. See?
Clearly. And he's like, I don't need a shooter or a banjo player for this bar. Maybe. Sounds pretty good. But he's like, I don't have any jobs for you, son. I'm sorry.
Is he lying or is he telling the truth?
Roll perception. Let's find out. Wait, you didn't roll. Did you just roll that one?
Yes.
Wow.
Crit fail. You can't tell. You're not even sure if you're talking to him now. You just said you were talking really well. And he's kind of like, he walks to the other end of the bar away from you.
No. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Yeah, McMuffin's going to leave the bar sort of defeated. I don't have a banjo, but I'm sure there's someone who needs help. He sort of says in the bar out loud. Does anyone respond?
Nope. Sadly, I just rolled poorly. I mean, you got a crappy bar. You got the Wisconsin day drinking bar. They're all drunks and just want to be drinking. Hold on one sec. And I wasn't ready for a plot. I don't have a quest pulled up, but let me find one. But while you're thinking what to do, McMuffin, Yulia, what are you saying? Or actually, let's go to Gorath. What are you doing?
Gorath was hanging out around Yulia for a little bit, but quickly got bored and went wandering, trying to find picture books. I guess I should roll to see if I find picture books.
Sure, do it.
A 6.
You don't see picture books. Well, so you're looking on the spines for a picture, and you're just kind of you're just walking the circle, looking up and down, because for sure a picture book would have a picture on the spine.
Well, yeah,
Obviously.
Yeah, but they're hilariously they're all leather bound and probably chained to the thing, and they didn't have printing back then, sadly.
Is there a library clerk following him around suspiciously, just making sure he doesn't get into anything?
Yeah, not inside. The scribes are just working. This place is like one of the biggest libraries probably on the planet, and they're the classic. In my mind, what goes on with these libraries, this might not be accurate, but is, they tend to swap books and then copy them, and then that's how they get them through. So a lot of scribing, right? So the scribes are always working. So Gorath finds shit. He's looking for a picture book. Yulia, what do you see?
Am I helping Gorath find picture books, or am I still looking through? I mean, I'm
tell me.
imagining Yulia's kind of... No, I think Yulia's pretty lost in her own work, so she's not paying too much attention to Gorath. Let me roll. $13.
Cool. Sorry, what I was looking up something. What were you rolling for?
I'm rolling to see if I can find any useful, pertinent information in the books that I'm looking through.
Yeah, for sure. So you kind of come across a section talking about Time Lords. And it's interesting. So,
Doctor Who Time Lords?
Well, so hilariously, I mean, not unlike that. And I pulled this. This is from like D&D, actually. So what you're learning is of the time of chronomancers. One of the specialties is what is known as a Time Lord, and it's very Doctor Who-y. It's like they go down the path of they are time skipping. They have the ability to create rifts in time, which you guys are all very familiar with, and can walk through the fabric of time, but don't. Basically what the book says is their primary focus is not change time, but be around events that could affect time. They're definitely in that, and they try to push in the right direction, but not dictate the outcome. Right? Does that make sense?
So they try to sort of nudge things in the right direction, but they don't do anything directly. Kind of like that.
If there's a time anomaly, or if there's someone fucking with time, or like a bad chronomancer is trying to do things, they may, I want to say step in, but they probably wouldn't step in, but they would affect it or try to affect the outcome without actually getting their hands dirty. Right?
Okay.
For instance, if there was a thing that needed doing, they might solicit someone, even though they don't know they're being solicited, into affecting time in some way. You found that section particularly forthcoming. There's a lot of other, bullshit in there. Nothing about Naven Magan here specifically, but that part you didn't know.
Interesting. Okie dokie.
And while you
go ahead.
While you're like, all these books, I'm imagining like books are super valuable in the old days, and I imagine they're all chained to the thing. But you're probably sitting there reading it, and
yes.
and probably even more so. There's probably like a, like you can put. There's like sections where you can. Each bookshelf probably has a like a book stand. That's probably what you're doing, right? Like this is a fancy library.
I imagine she has her notebook out too and is copying down pertinent information.
And Brother Easel comes over to you and he says, You would make a fine scribe, I think. And he asks you...
Because she's a woman.
Yulia is tremendously flattered.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Gorath, he's like, it's too bad you're a woman.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're going there. That's how we're going. Because in medieval times, no woman could be a scribe. There's no fucking way. Couldn't even be a monk.
He's impressed that she can write at all.
No, he actually likes you, I think. He has to. I'm sorry, but child, what brings you here exactly? Can you tell me?
Yulia's a little too caught up in writing down what she's reading, and she just kind of it's like, oh, we opened a couple of time rifts, and now we're trying to figure out how to close them and put the timeline right again. And just says this, just like not even really thinking about it.
He's like,
Gorath overhears the question from a couple rows down, and you just hear, airship!
and Brother Izo takes a quick glance over the railing and down, and he says, if I could have some more, I'm curious. Tell me about these time rifts. Perhaps something will jog my memory, and I will remember where something pertinent to you.
She kind of like finally actually looks at him and doesn't really know where to start.
Have you been to any other libraries? Have you talked to any other librarians? What books have you read on the subject? Perhaps that helps.
She rattles off a few titles and tells him that they have a very extensive library at the monastery where she's from, but she hasn't had the opportunity to come to a different library, and certainly not one as large as this one. So she's grateful that she got to learn a little something new from what she's found already. But she asks him, and I think she's already asked him if he knows anything about Maven Mag, but she'll sort of fill him in on the knowledge that she's gained, and tells him that they actually got the opportunity to meet her briefly.
and to which he says, "Oh my, yeah."
Yep. Yeah. So she kind of like tells him the information that she's pieced together.
She only killed us twice.
I think it was 3 times, but
she killed us twice, and then we died another time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
From the ceiling.
And McMuffin still has the lead on all you guys for dying.
He does. He's got one over on the rest of us.
Yeah.
Died 4 times.
Yep, impressive.
Yes, you have.
And he walks down the section a little further, is trying to reach up. He's a little short, he's like tippy-toeing, and he just flicks it and gets it, and he brings back a book on Maven Mag, the book on Maven Mag that you've probably already read. Is that true?
Yeah, probably.
Like,
I'll tell him,
yeah.
oh yes, I have that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Time magic. Not my specialty, but
It was a tower. There was a tower that appeared and disappeared a lot.
that is true. And he and he's looking Gorath from the other. Gorath is tall enough where your head is probably right at their feet level because you're on the other level, right? And you're just like you're talking like you're standing there. He keeps looking down at you.
I'm the guy from Tool Time.
Wilson.
Exactly.
Wait, was that Wilson?
Wilson. That's it exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and so they can just see your head and your eyes over right at their feet, and you can see that it's kind of awkward and funny, and that he finds it fairly amusing. And he asks you, yes. So how did you find the original time tower? Because
And
you told him
Yulia's
to tell him.
Yeah, Yulia is very enthusiastic about saying how she had read many sort of folk tales and urban legends and had sort of pieced it together, what information was valid and relevant, and had predicted that the tower would appear at a certain place. And it almost fell on us, but we got there. We found it. But
Crushed
that the
by
tower... but that the tower had disappeared again, and that Maven Mag had sort of alluded to or told us that there was something going on that was a threat to the world as a whole, and we just wanted to piece it together and try to figure out what's going on.
Yes. I remember reading this book now. And you can see he's like, he's got his hand on his chin and just like looking up and trying to recount, like he's got a pretty good memory even for an old dude. But like he's read, thousands of books, all the books in here for sure. Mm-hmm. It's quite clever of you to find. I certainly could not have done that. And you can see he's like tapping his hand on his face, like, just like trying to imagine, trying to remember what the book is, trying to kind of piece together what other clues he could give you. And he's like, does he notice that you have Brother Rolf's book? Would he notice that? Or do you have that wrapped up?
Sure, we'll say that it's sort of peeking out of my my pack or my satchel. It's a big book, so it's you can kind of see the binding.
And he asked you if he could. What book do you have there?
And she'll pull it out and she'll show it to him and remark upon the sundial on it.
Right, and it's blank, right?
Yes.
Because it's probably past noon. And and so he's leafing through it. I'm like, what a strange book. And do you explain what the deal is with it?
Oh, yeah. No, Yulia's very happy to nerd out about this. She's in her element.
Okay. And because he was like, he's always excited to see books because he's like, he could throw this at the scribes, but there's nothing to scribe in here, right? Like, it's a blank book.
Yep.
How strange. What are you doing, McMuffin?
I think at this point, McMuffin has decided that if a bar is not the right place, then there has to be something going on.
Yeah,
this town is huge. There has to be something.
I mean,
I think he's gonna try to go.
There is a funeral coming up. You could be a pallbearer.
There you go. I mean, so you're kind of in the town center, so there would definitely be like, what do you call the things that you thumbtack like notes and events on, right?
A bulletin board of some sort.
Yeah. Well, there's a word for it. I just can't think of it right now.
Or quest board.
Yeah. So you're definitely
Notice
looking.
board?
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to annoy me. But there's a word for it, but I can't think of what it is. So I mean, there's definitely things you definitely see like people having flowers placed for like the gal that died recently, notices for the funeral, that sort of thing, and then there's some random job things probably if you want to look.
Yeah, McMuffin's going to walk over and look. What does he see?
Wait a minute. Roll me D100.
All right. 8.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Cool. Oh, that's fucking funny. You come across a traveling merchant that has weapons.
Oh. Whoa, what kind of weapons? Are they like exotic weapons or are they just general weapons?
It looks like
Military
just-
grade
yeah.
weapons?
That you can see, they look like just general weapons, right? Hand axes, a couple of swords, spears, like corset, just like general stuff.
Oh, okay. McMuffin's going to walk up and he sort of looks around and says, "Huh, you don't look like you're from around here."
And he says, "Well, I'm not. The name's Drek. The name's
Well,
Drek.
neither am I.
What?
Oh, nice to, wait, what? How does Drekel look?
He looks like,
Wait, haven't we met a Drekel before?
we have.
Wait, haven't we? Hold up.
It's a common name.
It is.
I mean, it could be.
I have it in my notes. We did.
Yes, we did.
Drekel, the wandering peddler / slumgoer. We met him in game on the February 23rd in 2020.
Yeah, you didn't meet him.
Well, we didn't. But we heard of him. Wait,
Yes, you did.
Drekel? Mm-hmm. You're a Drekel?
That's right. Who are you?
No way. Muffin sort of, his face goes from a smile to like jaw drop. Whoa, so cool. My name is McMuffin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Big Muffin.
Well, I have a question for you. Have you ever been to Hisflit by any chance?
His tiny little
Or
town.
Lubo?
Fishing. Smells like fish.
Yeah. And have you been to the town Lubo by any chance?
Not for
I mean,
quite a
he
while.
is a traveling merchant. I imagine he's been all over the place.
Not for quite a while, but
Good enough point.
yeah, they're all fairly, they're on a, he'd be on that circuit. So yeah. And he has a cart
Yeah.
full of weapons.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Yes,
is,
sir.
we heard of you there, and
I don't like where this is going.
one of my friends has a weapon that you were selling.
Is that right? Which one?
Yes, that is correct. It's the sword by Ripley Gunner. It can point the direction of where you're going to location.
Wait, what? It can do what?
Then, McMuffin thinks about it. Does he know that? How do I explain this? So the sword's magical.
A magic.
Oh, the
That
sword that you sold away.
Oh yes, I remember the sword. That sword was magical.
Yeah.
Oh, I got ripped off. I'll buy it back from you.
The problem is that, yeah, that's not going to happen. But I do have a question for you.
Sure, shoot. Not actually.
Where did you get that
Don't
sword
actually
from?
shoot me with that musket, son.
I'd rather not. Not in front of people. And plus, that's not very nice.
Witnesses.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir. What can I do?
Regardless, where did you get that sword from? Me and my friends have been trying to look for people with time magic, and we found Neighbor Mag once before she blew us up. And I've personally trying to trace Ripley, but I can't seem to find her. Then again, no one can really find her. So where'd you get that sword from?
he's just listening to this stream of conscious craziness. He's like, Wait, what? You can
The
tell he's
sword.
like,
The sword you sold.
oh, the sword. Yeah. Where did I get that sword? It was a woman that gave it. She said it was Ripley Gunner's sword. I thought it was horseshit, but it was a very nice sword. I remember getting.
Do you know who this woman is? How did they look?
They looked bookish. She seemed very intelligent. Not a large woman. Capable with a sword, certainly. Young-ish.
What, McMuffin know anyone who's like that?
I mean, that's pretty vague. And he's like, you can tell he's like got his hand on his chin. He's trying to think. There was a name. Maggie? I think her name was Maggie.
Maggie?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Maggie sounds familiar. Wait a minute. Naven Mag?
No. It was Maggie something.
You sure that just wasn't another name? Because I feel like that she do the type of thing. She do that type of thing.
I don't know. I don't know a Naven Mag.
Well, regardless, the name's Maggie.
Oh, it was something. Sounded like a bird. It was Maggie Finch.
Maggie Finch.
I bought it from Maggie Finch. It was a fine sword. Had I known it was magic, that would have made the story a lot more interesting. And you said it does what? What did you say?
Essentially, it's a compass. If you say the name of a town, it sends you there.
Like poof, you're there?
No. Well, no. If you're traveling somewhere and you're lost and you say, hey, I want to go to Hisflet, then it'll point you in the direction of it. It's a compass of sorts. It doesn't give you the location, but it gives you the direction.
Amazing. And he kind of like takes your shoulder and looks at your pack and sees, do you have it with you? I want to see this.
Muffin sort of takes a step away. No, I don't have it on me. I just told you that. But, and I don't think I want to give it away because it's kind of important to us and we kind of need to do this. We kind of need to find her.
And it belongs to an orc.
Oh, and I almost forgot, it belongs to a 7 to 8 foot orc. I don't think you want to take it away from them by force.
Definitely not.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Well, that's all you have on her? Did she ever tell you where she was going afterwards?
She didn't mention, but reddish hair, young, fit. What else was it about her? And he's thinking, she did have a scar on her cheek, like a cross. Like it wasn't, not religious cross, but like a little. It looked the shape of a cross, a scar.
Yeah, I don't know anything like that.
Nor do I.
Well,
I'm
wait,
sorry, I can't. Go ahead.
Can McLaughlin make a history check to see if we would know anything like that?
Sure. Intelligence.
Perfect.
One sec.
Boom.
Sorry, I was taking notes. A 9. You definitely have not heard of this woman. No. I'm trying to think if there's anything you would know about her. there really isn't. You know, you haven't met her because you're like searching through your brain. So, I mean, that's kind of the best I can tell you is you have not heard of her or know her, which actually kind of helps you.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this woman. Well, by any chance, do you know anyone else? Any mysterious people you've met so far? You know, I'm sure you've been to loads of places. So,
son, I've been everywhere. But what are you asking me exactly?
To be honest, I'm just trying to get information. I'm not the best at this. I think Yulia or Gorath would be better. Maybe Yulia.
What is it you want?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of looking for work. Do you need anything from anyone?
I need you to buy a sword, maybe, but
I can help you get a sword, and you pay me for it.
A magic sword?
Maybe I can help you. I can't do that.
Well, if you
maybe
have
something
weapons,
else, maybe someone.
If you can find, I'm always looking to find weapons of any ilk. If you needed to unload that musket, I could give you some silver for that.
Unfortunately, I like this musket a little bit too much. But that kind of answers all of my questions. To be honest, if we do find anything, are you going anywhere anytime soon?
Being that Cloud City is a large city, I have yet to hit all the quadrants of this town, and it did take me quite a bit to get the to get the cart on a balloon to get here. So I'll be here for quite a while. You can ask around, and you can see he's got a small cart, and it's a marketplace. You'll find him.
Perfect. Well, Drekel, if there's anything else you don't need, I think I'll head out. I'll tell this to my friends, but thanks for the information.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever need anything, I'm always around.
I will let you know, son. Thank you.
Muffin leaves and he's like, wow, that was a waste of my time. I gained nothing.
What? You know a name now.
McMuffin's pockets still burn because he wants money because he can't afford the things he cares about.
It's true.
And now, at this point, I think McMuffin sort of said, you know what? I'm going to go and look for an instrument.
That's a good idea. A banjo, perhaps?
Amen.
Gorath, what are you doing?
Still eavesdropping.
Dropping eaves.
Fucking. Yep. He's bored, so he's probably making random sounds as they're talking about the time magic and reading and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just every once in a while you hear like a
Exactly. He's very excited.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
But he still is willing to stay in the general vicinity. He'll probably like open up a random book and just like flip through it without reading it.
Mm-hmm. Roll me just a 2d6.
Oop, that's an SD6.
Cool. You pull out a picture book on airships and balloons.
Ooh.
It's very thin. You went for the thinnest one. But
Gorath is now entertained.
Because there's not many airships. Yeah, but there's a whole... You found the airship section, actually. Very exciting. There's not a picture. There's just pictures that look similar to and slightly different than the airship you've been on.
Awesome. I'm super excited.
That's cool. And now the board sounds become like,
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a centerfold that folds out.
Now that's a balloon.
Oh my god.
And Yulia, what are you doing? Are you Brother Easel would have told you like he's maybe if you come back tomorrow we could like you're welcome here anytime, that kind of thing.
Okay. We'll say that Yulia has filled up a couple of pages in her notebook, and she thinks that she's got enough information that she can sort of sit and think about it for a while. So yeah, she's well, I don't know. I think she's happy that Gorath found something to entertain himself. So she'll wait until he's bored with whatever he's found, and then we'll depart with him.
I think you would notice that she's like finishing up, and Gorath, not actually knowing how a library works, just puts the book in his pack.
No, Gorath, you can't take that with you.
But I say it's free.
Nope, that's not how it works. I'm sorry.
I see people walk out with books.
They actually don't.
I was going to say, I don't think libraries back in the old days did that.
Nope.
Never mind it. I have some impression of a library that is possibly spawned from some other experience.
We have been messing around with time magic. You could have just picked up some information.
That's so weird. What a strange concept, a library where you take books. I don't know where I got that from.
No idea.
A curious sensation.
I'll tell you what, Gorath. We'll come back tomorrow, and you can continue looking at the airship books.
Oh, okay.
He sheepishly finds a page, and you just start to hear this ripping sound.
Oh no!
Cool.
Just trying to hide that he's taking a page.
She slaps his hand. Gorath,
Fine.
stop it.
Cool. No,
Shoves the book
nobody
back.
notices. Yeah, you just you take you lick your finger and try to set it back in there, right, and close it and put it back on the shelf. Perfect.
Just get some scotch tape on that. It'll be fine.
Cool.
Yulia hurries him out of the library before he can try to take any more things.
So you guys didn't really have a plan on where to stay or anything like that, but we're at time. So I was
we are.
I was trying to find a good place to. No cliffhanger this time, but
No
we could
cliffhanger.
keep you guys separate, or you guys could meet back up and find an inn, maybe.
I guess it depends on where McMuffin is. I mean, if he's just wandering out and about, we can kind of say that Yulia and Gorath spot him at some point, and the group reforms, and we can figure out a place to stay.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do that next time, or do you want to just say you find an inn and rest, or do you want to go back to the balloon? What do you guys?
That tavern sign has ladies on it. Why don't we go to that one?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. It's a tavern with ladies. Are there ladies in the window? Is that what we're talking about? What are you?
Oh
looking
god.
Oh God!
Exactly.
Oh god. Whoa, Yulia, why are there ladies in there?
We're not going to that one.
Well,
All right.
I'll go to the one with those weird looking men on them.
Uh-oh.
Let's find a tavern that doesn't have people
Yeah.
Being advertised.
Ladies, yeah. So you guys are looking for an inn. Hold on one sec.
This looks good. Perfectly Normal Tavern. That's the name of it.
Perfectly normal tavern. Cool. You guys find a tavern. It's sadly 3 silver for a room. If you want separate rooms for each, everything's like 3 times as expensive here as you guys are used to. As is the way here. And
I feel like we should sleep in the street.
Sleeping in the street. You can do it. You can try. Is that what you want to do, McMuffin? You want to sleep in the street?
Yes.
Okay. McMuffin.
I don't like that answer.
No, McMuffin's just you're just gonna like roll up in one like in a street like just kind of you're surrounded by.
Can I give my stuff to someone first?
What's that?
Can I give my stuff to Gorath? Like I said,
sure.
Gorath, take my belongings. Except for like, then he like keeps like a hammer or something on him. I think he had a club of some sort. He keeps that on him. Obviously.
McMuffin, if
He had a
you
mop
want,
handle.
I can spot you
Mop
for a
handle.
room.
No.
Oh, okay.
I want to get the full
I
experience of
promise
Cloud
not to
City.
go through your stuff.
Exactly.
Not like I got much of anything.
I'm glad
You got
that you
a
gave your
musket?
stuff to Gorath and not Yulia.
Is that sarcasm?
Yes, it is. Because
Well spotted.
So you're gonna find like some like park or something, because there definitely would be some parks and that sort of thing where you can just like sleep under the stars kind of deal. Because I bet it's rad.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoa. Wow. I'm really living the city life.
So, well, you're so far up, like even though it's there's not like bright lights in the city outside of candlelight, so I'm sure the stars are amazing. Given that it's a nice night, we'll see. So everyone's hunkered down. You guys are crashing at the tavern. McMuffin's on a park bench or something, or equivalent. And that's where we'll end it. That's cool.
Alrighty.
Sorry, there was no good cliffhanger or like obvious ending. This was more like exploratory. McMuffin, you found Drekel. Hilariously, the reason you found Drekel is you rolled on that table and it said traveling weapons merchant. So it had to be Drekel.
Yeah.
Super
Because
funny.
you brought him up before.
Yeah, you always wanted to find him.
Wow, I got lucky.
Isn't it funny how in like novels and other type fiction type things, everyone always has like their name is their name and their name only. Nobody else has that name.
Of course.
You don't have like 18 Pauls.
Right. Well, I think you would have like, if you had a common name, you'd have like some like adjective with it, like or like descriptive. Like you wouldn't be, you'd be one-eyed Drekel or Little Baby Drekel or like but Drekel is a common. If it's an uncommon name, then there's no reason to have any other descriptor, probably.
Oh God, has anybody here seen Little Mickey? Or no, Mickey Blue Eyes?
No.
Yeah.
I'll take that. There's a scene. It's about this guy who has to pretend to be a mafia kind of guy, and there's the scene where he's being introduced to some other mafia guys, and his name is Mickey, and so little Mickey from so and so. No, that's so and so. This is. I'm ruining it. There's a whole scene where it's like going through a list of different Mickeys with the adjective names. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I'm with you.
Well,
and yeah, we should have some more common names so it can be way more confusing, because that would be helpful for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, so this episode, this session, I was like, this is going to be a long one, because like I'm pretty sure you guys are just going to be talking to people constantly, which is exactly how it went.
Yep. I mean,
I'm okay with.
I'm okay with just exploratory stuff. Not every session needs a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's cool.
Or a fight with an owl
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, I mean there was no fights.
No more fights.
I like the shadowy beast following Gorath, which is fun.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Poor Gorath.
That's cool. Well, cool.
You're
So
not
everyone-
sleeping in my room. Just saying.
Nice. Yeah, exactly.